taking power in Afghanistan on 15th of August, the Taliban have been promising a milder form of rule than in their previous tenure. However, there have already been numerous reports of human rights abuses carried out across the country as the gruesome display came a day after a notorious Taliban official warned that the extreme punishments such as executions and amputations would resume. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Construction of hospitals in all local levels in limbo despite the lapse of 11 months of laying foundation. Only 54 local levels complete procedure so far. Heightening dispute between leader Rao and Bhatta likely to affect CPN-UML statute convention. Chairman Oli refuses to step back from appointing Bhatta as province in charge. The Taliban returned to their old ways as they shot dead 4 alleged kidnappers and hung their bodies in public squares in the Afghan city of Kera. And Man City produced an impressive display to end Chelsea's unbeaten start to this season with a deserved 1-0 victory. The government had laid foundation of 396 hospitals in every local level across the country last year, aiming to provide a primary health service to the public. However, work in progress of these hospitals that were supposed to be completed within 2 years is in limbo despite a lapse of 11 months. Only 54 local levels have completed process to construct hospitals so far, while the fate of 154 is still uncertain. The construction sites of proposed hospitals in many districts have transformed into grazing land for livestock and have been left unattended. The concerned authorities have not taken any initiatives to forward the project despite the lapse of 11 months. It may be recalled that former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli had laid a foundation of primary hospitals with the capacity of maximum 15 beds in all 396 local levels across the country, targeting to complete within 2 years. The government had estimated over 58 billion rupees to complete the project. However, the implementation part has become a far cry as budget has been released for only 54 hospitals so far after completing process. The heightening dispute between Vice Chairman Bhimral and leader Lekhraj Bhatta in Sudur Paschim province, who had defected a Maoist center to join CPN-UML, is likely to affect the upcoming statute convention of the main opposition, CPN-UML. It is almost certain that the party will not get a unanimous representative from the province as both the leaders have been claiming for the post of in charge of the province. The party, which is scheduled to hold its statute convention from 1st to 3rd of October, is likely to be affected as dispute between two leaders is on the rise. Leader Bhatta has already chosen representatives from 8 districts from the province and is doing legworks to select one from leader Raoul's home district, Acham. Party chairman, who had received strong support of leader Bhatta during the intra-party dispute, has already decided to appoint Bhatta as the in charge of Sudur Paschim province and unlikely to step back from the decision. However, leaders from Raul faction have been saying that they were unaware of list of representatives sent by leader Bhatta and lobbying for implementation of 10-point agreement in the province as well. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked in Bara, Kantipur, Palpa, Sunsari and Salyan how easy is it to receive health service in their village. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
अहिले गाउँमै डाक्टर बसिरहेछ र घर-घरैमा औषधि पुगिरहेछ, त्यसैले जनताहरूलाई धेरै सुविधा भएको छ।
स्वास्थ्यको अवस्था चाहिँ केही सुधारोन्मुख चाहिँ छ।
हामी स्वास्थ्य चौकी जान्छौँ हेर्नु, स्वास्थ्य चौकीमा पनि एउटा सिटामल पनि छैन भन्नुहुन्छ।
अलि ठुलो बिरामी हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ फेरि त्यहाँबाट रिफरै हुनुपर्ने, अलिकति ठुलै ठाउँमा जानुपर्ने खालको अवस्था चाहिँ छ।
हामीलाई स्वास्थ्य सुविधाहरू लिन अलि जटिल अवस्थाको छ।
Here's the question: what do you say to the shortfall of essential food items in government-run subsidized stores? Your options are A. Lack of preparation, B. Apathy towards consumers, and C. Government incompetence. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Let's move on to sports update.
Sports news.
Kathmandu Kings 11 has won their first match in the Everest Premier League, defeating defending champions Lalitpur Patriots by 7 wickets. In the inaugural match played yesterday afternoon, Lalitpur were put to bat first after losing the toss and notched up 157 runs with a loss of 8 wickets in 20 overs. Pawan Sharaf scored highest 61 runs for the team, including 5 fours and 4 sixes in 44 balls. Likewise, Yogendra Singh Karki made 33 runs for the team. Jitendra Mukhia took 4 wickets for Kathmandu Kings, while Gulshan Jha and Ryan Burl took 2 wickets each for the team. Chasing a victory target of 158 runs, Kathmandu secured 160 runs in 14.2 overs with a loss of 3 wickets. Ryan Burl scored the highest 73 runs, including 3 fours and 7 sixes in 34 balls and remained unbeaten. Opening batsman Ramanullah Gurbaz contributed 59 runs, while Pawan Sharaf took a wicket for the team. And it's time now for our special segment, Around the World.
Faced with what they see as an existential threat, leaders from low-lying and island nations implored rich countries at the United Nations General Assembly to act more forcefully against global warming. The failure by developed economies to effectively curb their greenhouse gas emissions contributes to rising sea levels and especially imperils islands and low-lying nations at the mercy of water. U.S. President Joe Biden has said he would work with Congress to double funds by 2024 to $11.4 billion per year to help developing nations deal with climate change. Chinese President Xi Jinping has pledged to stop building coal-fired power plants overseas, a move that was widely welcomed. Japan's upcoming ruling party election is to decide the country's new leader to replace Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga, who was stepping down amid sinking approval ratings. The election will take place on Wednesday, 29th of September. The 4 contenders include 58-year-old Vaccine Minister Taro Kono, 64-year-old former Foreign Minister Fumio Kishida, former Internal Affairs Minister from the party's most conservative wing, Sanae Takaishi, who is 60 years old, and former Minister for Gender Equality, 61 years old, Seiko Noda. Gender stereotypes, roles and pay gaps prevail in Japan as the country was ranked 121st out of 153 countries on the World Economic Forum's 2020 Global Gender Gap Index. It's the worst ranking gap amongst advanced countries, scoring poorly on women's economic participation and political empowerment. This is Sarah Sapsanama for Around the World and Kantipur News Desk.
Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Construction of hospitals in all local levels in limbo despite the lapse of 11 months of laying foundation. Only 54 local levels complete procedure so far. Heartening dispute between leader Ral and Bhatta likely to affect CPN-UML statute convention. Chairman Oli refuses to step back from appointing Bhatta as province in charge. The Taliban returned to their old ways as they shot dead 4 alleged kidnappers and hung their bodies in public squares in the Afghan city of Herat. And Man City produced an impressive display to end Chelsea's unbeaten start to the season with a deserved 1-0 victory. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.